So Ethan, since we've been talking a lot about the offseason in the future, just bringing it back to the series. So for game 3, you can answer this one quickly. What kind of adjustments do you think Boston's going to make defensively? I don't know if they're going to allow us to shoot as many threes as we did in game 2. So what kind of adjustments do you think they're going to make defensively? Because right now we have a shortage of 3-level scorers with Terry and Jimmy out, and it's hard for us to get to the rim. So who can pretty much open up the lanes and try to create shots? Possibly, I'm assuming we'll have to create more shots in the corner. Need Jaime to continue to play downhill, which he's done a pretty good job. But yeah, what adjustments do you think we can make? And do you think realistically the Heat have a chance of splitting the series right now at home and getting at least one win?
Yeah, I think they have a chance. I mean, I wasn't counting on them to win up in Boston for game 2, even though they kind of have owned them in that building of late. So I do think they have a chance. I think that, again, additional wrinkles to look at. I think the ball may be more in Jovic's hands as they go forward. I think Spo gets more comfortable with that. I would be curious to see if he can reintegrate Kevin Love in this series. Kevin only played, 6 minutes in the last game? He played, I think, 11 minutes in the first game, 5 in the first half. I thought they were very effective, at least offensively. He had 7 points. And then the second half was not as effective, and it seems like Spo got away from him in the last game. Could you play Love with Bam a little bit more? I think that's a possibility. But again, there's only so much adjustment they can do with the personnel at this stage. I feel like it's continuing to kind of switch looks. I mean, Porzingis kind of gave away the plot. He said that they're making us think. That's what they want him to do. I mean, so I feel like we're going to see a little bit more of that with the switching of looks, switching between man, zone, maybe a little bit of press. I thought some of the soft switching hurt them in the last game. My guy Alex Toledo on our podcast has not liked a lot of that, but ultimately they got through it. So I feel like Spo adjusted to a lot of things we actually said he should adjust between 1 and 2. It's always tougher to adjust after a win. That any coach will tell you that it's tougher to adjust. It's tougher to get your players to buy into the switch that you're making. So Spo's gonna have some work to do here to get them to execute whatever he puts in. But the one thing is, what they drill these guys, it's like you'll only play for them if you can switch between different types of defenses on the fly during the game. Otherwise, you're not going to play. And so I think he's got a group now that he's comfortable with, can do that. And that really speaks to Jaquez and Jovic and how advanced they are, because to have these two guys playing those kind of minutes in this kind of situation tells you Spo trusts them, and that's a huge deal. So I think what we saw, to me, the biggest adjustment is that has to stick is Tyler's got to stay off the ball when he can. And I like the distribution of 3s versus 2s for him. The mid-range stuff against this team, trying to get to the rack, he's going to get swatted a lot. It's not great, but just get him off the ball a little bit. Give him a little bit more space. And that was giving him the time to make the reads that he had to make when he had the ball. And that's one of the reasons I thought he had such a strong assist game.
Awesome. Man, amazing. Ethan, this episode was incredible, man. Thank you so much for everything. Look, all of our subscribers, I'm sure they know where to find you, but please, for that one person I'm sure, like their channel, the 5 Reasons Sports, but for that one person that watches us that doesn't know where to find you, please, Ethan, let them know where to find you, my man.
Hey, Ernest, appreciate it. Yeah, you can find us at 5 Reasons Sports Twitter account. That's everything, sort of the hub of everything. But also, we have a Discord called Off the Floor. You should check us out on there. That's where you can communicate with Heat fans all day long without the clutter of Twitter. And then, of course, the 5 Reasons YouTube channel, 5 on the Floor podcast. And then tonight, if you're Dolphins fans, or I don't know when everybody hearing this, but for the whole weekend, we've got a lot of draft content for the Dolphins this weekend, and plenty of coverage of the Panthers and Inter Miami as well. The Marlins, I refuse to mention. But other than that, you can find us for everything else. But I appreciate it, guys. Thanks, you guys do a good job, and thanks for having me on again.
Oh, we're always a pleasure to have you, Ethan. Thank you so much. Heat fans, don't forget to like, subscribe. We got some good stuff for you. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Again, Ethan. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.